And so, Victor Von Doom hid from the world, taking refuge with the mysterious Order of Monks. Here he became Dr. Doom.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Stu from Dr. Doom's Fan Club here, and welcome to part 1 of 3 of my Dr. Doom reading recommendation list. This is a compilation of what I feel are Doom's greatest hits in single issue form, a collection of both famous appearances and some deeper cuts that I feel best spotlight our beloved Dr. Doom. I think he's the ultimate villain of the Marvel Universe. Dr. Doom is gloriously complex and comedically nuanced. He's been there since the very beginning of Marvel Comics history, and anytime the House of Ideas is in need of a villain to anchor a gigantic company-wide crossover event, they're dialing D for Doom. So with all that said, I wanted to create a Cliff Notes sort of list for those looking to become loyal Latverians like myself and get educated on Dr. Doom and some of his timeless tales.
I nominate Dr. Doom. All in favor, say aye.
Aye! Oh no, this is impossible.
Dr. Doom is master of the world.
Now, this collection of Doom is split across 3 different eras and subsequently 3 different videos. Here we are covering the Silver Age of comics, and for Doom, that means his birth in 1962 up through 1970. Part 2 will be moving through the Bronze Age from 1971 through the end of 1984, and finally Part 3 will be the Modern Age, covering 1985 to the present day. So, let's start the tour of Castle Doom. Join me in taking a look at the legacy of the Master of Menace.
The Fantastic Four. The time has come for them to meet their master. Little do they dream that soon they shall be serving Dr. Doom.
Let's begin at the beginning. Doom's first appearance occurs in Fantastic Four number 5 from July 1962, but it isn't the best book for an intro to Doom, if I'm being honest. In it, Doom kidnaps Susan Richards, the Invisible Woman, and holds her for ransom, demanding the rest of the first family go back in time and steal Blackbeard the pirate's treasure for him. Now, Doom does have a great first introductory page here with a great evil villain bird. Plus, he's playing chess with the Fantastic Four's pieces, which always looks cool, and something we'll see later on in Doom canon. But in this issue, we only get 6 panels of backstory on who Doom really is. And these panels tell us that Reed Richards briefly knew Victor Von Doom in college as a student obsessed with sorcery and black magic. We witness Doom's fated and failed experiment at contacting the Netherworld. We see his expulsion from school and his subsequent sabbatical into the wastelands of Tibet, seeking more knowledge of black magic and sorcery's forbidden secrets. But the rest of issue 5, involving the Fantastic Four and their swashbuckling adventure as pirates, really serves largely as a spotlight for Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, and the team tension that he was so often good at exacerbating. Doom does show up at the end and reveals his true motive. The stones from Blackbeard's treasure originally belonged to Merlin, and they grant invincibility to whoever owns them. But when Doom learns that he's been played, he drains the room of oxygen, and it's Sue who has to save the day. Another theme that we'll see constantly throughout the Fantastic Four. So there is the first appearance of a Doombot here, and also we get Doom's nuclear-powered flying harness introduced, as it allows for his escape. But there really isn't a whole lot else here when we are talking about the essence of the character being established in his first appearance. However, the mysterious fog around Doom's origins clears 2 years later in 1964, when those initial 6 panels in Fantastic Four number 5 get expanded upon in a much more detailed and thorough fashion in the second Fantastic Four annual. This is a book that, for me, serves as a Bible of Doom, in a manner of speaking, featuring some incredible art by Doom co-creator Jack Kirby, both on the cover and on the interiors. This issue is the first proper introduction to who the character of Doom really is and how he came to be, with an origin that has been leaned on and referenced time and time again. Now, his origin is our first story in the 3-story annual, told through a flashback as Doom's longtime faithful servant, Boris, and Doom visit his mother's tombstone in the present day. Then we travel back in time and we meet Doom's father, Werner von Doom, who was a renowned gypsy healer. When the Baron of Latveria's wife falls deathly ill, the Baron's men collect Werner and take him to the palace, where the Baron insists that Werner prove his reputation and use his gypsy magic to save his wife's life. But there is nothing poor Werner can do, and the Baron's wife passes away. The Baron immediately blames Werner for his wife's death, and though Werner and his son are able to escape the Baron's men, Werner dies trying to protect young Doom from the elements in doing so. Doom is subsequently looked after by good old Boris, his faithful caretaker, and he finds his mother's things and learns that she was a witch and a powerful sorceress, and Doom becomes enamored with learning all she knew of black magic. Victor grows into a formidable young man with, quote, I love this, the features of a demigod and the cunning of a demon. Great writing there by Lee and Kirby. And eventually uses his robotic genius to become a modern-day Robin Hood throughout the Latverian countryside, robbing from the rich or gypping the rich, really, and giving to the poor. He keeps the authorities busy with, we get some of his earliest Doombot incarnations, chronologically speaking. Eventually, he meets the Dean of State University, who's so taken with his genius and incredible inventions that he offers him a full scholarship to the college, which of course takes us back to the original opening 6 panels from Fantastic Four number 5. Now we also see more of Doom's time in the wastelands of Tibet with the mysterious order of monks, where he learns and absorbs all their ancient and mystical knowledge to the point that they eventually call him Master. And here all the elements for our classic Dr. Doom look come together. We get the green cloak, the armor, and most infamously the Doom mask and the ring which removes it. Now Jack Kirby is on record saying that it's his belief that Doom's face had but one flaw, one scar, and nothing else. But that single imperfection on an otherwise handsome face keeps him bitter and aggrieved.
He's a good-looking guy, but there's one thing wrong with him. He's got a scratch on his chin. And he's frustrated. He knows he's extremely handsome. He's got the scratch on his chin, but you haven't. Why haven't you got a scratch on your chin? And of course, he doesn't realize that his own anger and frustration is mounting. He's not a bad guy. As you saw in the Fantastic Four, he'd give the Fantastic Four a wonderful meal before he'd kill them.
However, a lot of Kirby's Doom work kind of says otherwise. Starting right here in a big way when Doom symbolically and intentionally sears his face in an act of rebirth, forswearing Victor Von Doom and adopting the moniker of Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, wait! The mask is not...
Sweet Lord in heaven!
Oh, wait. The mask is upside down. Hold still, Doctor. Okay, once more with feeling.
You sons of...
We also learn that the only thing that can remove the mask of Doom is this secret ring he wears, disguised on his hand by the power of special herbs. This is a dope little MF Doom hip-hop footnote here. MF Doom used the phrase special herbs as the title for his series of Metal Fingers beat tapes, just showing us how big of a Doom head that the legend truly was. R.I.P. to MF Doom.
And he won't stop till he got the masses and show them what they know now through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the average boogaboo. It's ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.
Later on in the second half of the book, we see Doom meet Pharaoh Rama-Tut after the Pharaoh rescues Doom from deep space. This is one of the countless meetings between Doom and some version of Kang the Conqueror, in which the two of them ponder the possibility of their blood relation. After this encounter, though, Doom finds himself inspired to again take on the Fantastic Four, and he essentially invites the entire First Family to the Latverian embassy. And the team, not knowing who the hand is that rocks the cradle, accepts the invitation. Doom roofies the entire team at dinner, and they start to hallucinate being attacked by one another until we ultimately get a Doom vs. Reed showdown and the battle of the bigger brain, right? It's the encephalogun, and this device is essentially Russian roulette but the dumber brain gets nuked. Reed tricks Doom after he slips him the same hallucinogen that Doom already used on the Fantastic Four, and Doom possibly hallucinates that he has won and, defeated a much stupider Reed Richards. But man, the first story in this book is well worth the price of admission. It's in this second annual that Kirby and Lee really find the character of Doom and form an origin story for him that serves him so well on a variety of fronts in the future. Whether it's his look, the role of his mother in his life, his tireless pursuit of the dark arts, his robotic genius, his personal demons, his desire to be a beloved leader of his people, so much more. It's my favorite early Doom book, and I think the most important of the bunch, in my humble opinion. All right, moving on. Next up is the first of 2 tetralogies, or 4-issue arcs, with Doom at the center. Our first one occurs across Fantastic Four, issues 57, 58, 59, and 60. This is from the end of 1966 and early 1967. In this storyline, Doom steals the power cosmic from a naive Silver Surfer and finally defeats the Fantastic Four with it. This arc establishes a theme that will come to be a very common one with Doom. He enacts an elaborate ruse to get his hands on a great source of power, enormous source of power. He finds success in those endeavors and achieves godlike status power-wise, only to get bored with it all rather quickly. Here he asserts his dominance over first the Fantastic Four and then the world's powers. Eventually, Reed is able to beat Doom when he remembers Galactus enacted a barrier to confine the Silver Surfer to Earth and goads Doom on the surfboard to fly into it or try to go past it. And when he does so, he disappears in a flash of light. That said, Doom with the cosmic power is taunting and terrifying in this arc, and it's just exceptional stuff. At one point, he heads home just to talk shit to Surfer, who he's got imprisoned in a great scene.
I require a castle befitting my station.
You, most evil of all who dwell upon this earth, you shall pay for your colossal conceit. Power such as that which you have stolen from me is too vast, too universal. If it is misused, it can destroy a galaxy.
Your unselfish concern touches me deeply, you unearthly clod.
And there's also a dope little secondary plot running through all 4 of these issues with the Inhumans, to the point that they even bump Doom off of the cover for issue 59. The Inhumans are trapped behind the negative barrier, and eventually their leader, Black Bolt, is able to free his people with a sonic scream. But I love these 4 issues because it's my favorite Silver Age Doom story that isn't his origin by Kirby and Lee. Comics are beginning to mature a bit here and not just be one-and-done stories. And this 4-part arc balances 2 major plot lines really well between Doom and the First Family and the Inhumans. And it also features artist Jack Kirby at the height of his powers as an illustrator during his time on the Fantastic Four. His pages here between Doom and Surfer are some of my favorite Kirby pages, period. And seeing Doom on a surfboard and a Kirby-drawn Silver Surfer is always going to be a win for me. So next up is a classic single issue for Doom, and this is Marvel Superheroes, issue number 20 from 1969. This issue is a key of sorts for Doom, as it contains the first appearance of Valeria, his long-lost love from childhood, and it also features an all-timer of a cover from none other than Stan Lee's brother, Larry Lieber. According to Roy Thomas, Larry did the cover and likely plotted, dialogued, and penciled the first half of the story before he had to bow out. As Roy Thomas remembers it, he plotted and wrote the second half with Frank Giacoia penciling. This one's really cool because it adds another layer into some of those Doom origin scenes from the second Fantastic Four annual. We do meet Valeria, Doom's, like I said earlier, Doom's first love from childhood. She is being held captive by Diablo, and he wants Doom's help in world conquest and is using her as a means to blackmail Doom. You know this isn't going to work out well for Diablo. The tables eventually turn on him. Doom sends him, when he tries to trap Doom in time, but Doom sends him to a far-off future in a war-torn Earth where The throes of global conflict have annihilated every single living thing on the planet, and it's just Diablo. He frees Valeria, and with her freed, Doom is hoping to make up for all this lost time, but she ain't having it. She poignantly asked Doom if he could ever renounce his, quote, towering ambition for the girl he once loved, and Doom cannot answer her. His silence speaks volumes, and Valeria heartbreakingly just leaves him there, telling them that they shall never meet again. Dang, being Doom ain't easy, folks. Valeria is one in a long line of beautiful women who Doom finds himself romantically intertwined with over the course of his history in the Marvel Universe. We got Sue Storm, Morgan Le Fay, Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, and so many more. But this one's got some really memorable scenes and amazing artwork, and does a great job at spotlighting a more vulnerable and lovesick side to Dr. Doom. All right, we're going to round out at the Silver Age with our second 4-issue arc. This is going to be Fantastic Four 84, 85, 86, and 87. Also from 1969, and another Doom versus the Fantastic Four showdown. Fantastic Four 84 contains one of the all-time best Doom sequences at the beginning of the issue when an old man, thinking he's found freedom as he tries to sneak out of Latveria and defect, instead only finds Doom on the rocky shores of the Latverian coast. The image of Doom holding that pistol with his servo guards or servo bots behind him is one of the most famous and a personal favorite of mine when it comes to Kirby Doom. The series of issues is so great at conveying the Regal and the Ruthless Doom, right? One who wants to provide happiness for his people, and all he asks in return is total and blind obedience. The Fantastic Four, after being briefed by S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury, are going to try to enter Latveria on the totally illegal hunch that Doom is producing deadly robot tech. I don't know where they got that idea. That's ridiculous. And for this trespass, Doom, as they come into the country, Doom has them drugged again. Seeing a pattern here, Doc? And banned from leaving Latveria. He also has them mentally kind of conditioned and programmed to hate violence and believe that they have lost their powers while inside Latveria's borders. As the Fantastic Four kind of struggle to enjoy their Latverian hospitality, Doom orders their entire village that they're in to be exterminated by the servo bots. But, Sue, of course, again, who had been stateside shopping for houses, shows up just in time to save the day when she encases the village in a force field. Along with Crystal of the Inhumans, these two ladies are invited to dinner by Doom, while the male members of the Fantastic Four and Doom's assistant, Hauptmann, who's got a flamethrower, battle it out as the women in Doom watch. But when Hauptmann almost destroys Doom's priceless works of art with that flamethrower, Doom immediately has him killed. That kind of kills the vibe. And soon enough, he again grows bored with this game and allows the Fantastic Four to disperse and leave Latveria. Again, a great 4-issue arc, a ton of great Doom moments, and anytime it's Doom versus the Fantastic Four inside the country of Latveria, it's going to be worth sticking around for. That will do it for the Silver Age of Doom and round 1 of the Dr. Doom reading recommendation list. Please make sure you like this video and are subscribed to Dr. Doom's fan club so you don't miss out on the rest of the list, as well as so much other great comic book content.
Till we meet again on Doomsday.